Very nice, very nice. Okay, so yeah, for this meeting, basically, I wanted to try to see if we could all kind of say our goals in terms of making money with 3D printing and see if we can kind of like help each other out to get more of a good strategy, to make some improvements, that kind of thing. So, kind of like a group discussion, going back and forth with some things and see if we can kind of assist each other in like our goals and stuff like that. How's that sound? Sweet. So yeah, Joseph, I know recently you made a post and you was going to do a challenge, right? A challenge to try and make money with 3D printing. So do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Sure, I'd be more than happy to. So I'm essentially doing a challenge to, I think it was $1,000, where I'm gonna log whatever I do every single day, and what I do, how many people, how many clients I got, what exactly works the best. So as of the moment, I'm actually a college student, so I just like my first log for today in my community. I talked about like what exact poster I made, what website I made, just to get people interested and get their attention. So next steps for me would probably be go to the organization, or if there's a department in my college that deals with this sort of stuff, and ask them if this is allowed. And from what I've heard, it is. Just I gotta make sure everything goes well. So I mean, that's about it for me. And on top of that, it's gonna be a funnel where I get people and I get an audience who wants stuff. And then on the side, I'm actually doing a school community just like Mike does. And I'm just diverting people who want to learn how to make money into that funnel as well.
Very nice, very nice. So is there like any kind of challenges that you're expecting when it comes to making money?
Um, I would say there, in terms, you just gotta nail down the niche. Just make sure what you're making people want. If you're gonna make something no one wants, I mean, there's not really much you can do besides just find something that people want. So,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, so yeah, Giovanni, I know you've got like a pretty cool project going on. Do you want to kind of talk a little bit about that so people can kind of hear like your story, a bit of your journey and stuff like that?
Sure, I'll be happy to share. I've been at it now for about a year. My background is industrial design, and I've been developing home and office accessories and housewares for a couple of decades now. And about a year and a half ago, after using 3D printing as a rapid prototyping process, I really got interested in the level of quality that was coming out of the machines, and I started basically playing with this idea of developing a line of products that was designed for 3D printing and not just prototypes to 3D printing. Um, I developed a brand called Printable Objects. It's now available on Cults 3D. At the center of it is a system that I call infinite containers, that is based on the notion that a lot of the things around us are basically containers that people, traditionally marketing and designers contextualize and turn them into objects people can understand. So something that is just starts as a cylinder will become a pencil cup or become a toothbrush holder, depending on the material and shape and so forth that we assign to them. So in this case, I'm basically making these forms that people can combine and turn into products, because in 3D printing, the maker becomes part of the process, and in selecting materials and finishes, and even resizing and scaling the components and so forth. So right now I'm up to over 1,000 components on cult.
Wow.
I just passed 10,000 downloads for the components. And as I am sharing components, I'm also sharing examples of how they can be used, and what people can do with it. And to give you a quick example, so recently I've started sharing these components that I call pierced containers and slotted containers. And so from the pierced containers, which are basically containers with a hole, right?
Okay.
And here I'm showing people how you can turn these containers into a pendant lampshade, for example,
Wow.
or how the same thing will become a planter. So in this case,
Okay, okay.
it's the same container with a hole. I have a mesh at the bottom to hold the dirt. There is a drip tray and a stand that goes on top of it. And so these are all like standard components that people can basically interpret and do whatever they please with.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. In terms of business development, I actually started getting a lot of attention before I thought I would, before I was ready for it. And so I've been recently talking to people about distributing the actual product, physical product, and which in my business plan was way down the road. And it becomes tricky because at that point we need to make decisions about how these objects are used and the materials and colors and all that stuff. And there's a whole other set of work that comes with it, which I am not ready to face yet because it's a lot of it, and I want to focus on the development of the single components for the moment. But the
Yeah.
idea is basically to implement a closed system where we control the machines and software and materials and design so that I can give somebody on the other side a finished sliced file that they can just load materials, push a button and print and get what I have designed without having to figure anything out.
Amazing. Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. Yeah, it's definitely a journey, but yeah, man, sounds like you're kind of on top of things. So yeah, man, definitely best of luck with that journey. It's amazing.
Still a lot to learn because past the product design part, for me, this is all new.
Have you thought about like working with someone in a partnership that could be beneficial if you don't have like the expertise in one area? You can kind of like build up and both have like a strength that you can both use.
Well, the way I see it is that so far I've been having a lot of fun with this, and the moment in which you start bringing partners in, the fun is going to end. So yeah, I've been talking to people interested in investing in it. I've been talking to people. There are potential marketing partners, or as I said, sales and distribution partners, and so forth. I haven't really developed anything solid at the moment. But the curious thing is that a lot of this interest is coming from people that don't know 3D printing. I've heard about it, but they're not really familiar with it. So there's a lot of onboarding going on and basically teaching them what to expect and what the limitations are and what the potentials are in the process and so forth.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because yeah, still, obviously, since we 3D print a lot, it's quite normal for us to know about 3D printers. But when you think about the general population, a lot of them have like still no clue. They just have like an idea, but it's not like too mainstream in that kind of way. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's really well. On one side, there's a lot of potential that they don't know and understand, and on the other side, there are a lot of limitations that they don't know and understand when they use the traditional manufacturing. And so that's one of the tricks that in the moment in which my product is digital, so to speak. I distribute digital files, and I haven't started charging for them yet. But in the moment in which you're turning into a physical product, then you are facing everything else that is out there in terms of materials and in terms of quality and in terms of price and expectations and so forth. So if you're making a planter and if you're selling a 3D printer planter, you're basically in the consumer market, you're basically competing against anything else that could be steel, terracotta, copper, whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. And do you have like a kind of goal when you want to be finished with the design? Do you have like a kind of estimate?
No, the design is going to go on forever.
I mean, like basically when you finish like the first kind of version before you make it like, I guess, distributed.
Well, the main... in my timeline, the next step is going to be to actually start accessing additional platforms for distribution of the files, so additional repositories. Eventually move everything to my own website so that I have control of the environment and also how everything is presented. And that's going to happen probably within a year. At the same time, partnering with print farms or distributors that can start selling the product physically.
Okay.
Eventually, this is going to happen to my website, the physical product as well as the digital one.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, yeah, that's awesome stuff, man. Very nice. Yeah, how you doing, Morton? Nice to see you here. Yeah, Morton, I don't know if you wanted to introduce yourself. Do you have a microphone? Nah, no microphone. Yeah, Morton's like a long time reader. We've like had a few email conversations back and forth. I even recommended him a Bamboo Lab. Originally he was going to get the Anycubic like combo machine. I think it's the Cobra 3 or something. But then I recommended him to get the Bamboo Lab. I think P1P he got, and he says he loves it. So yeah, it's good results there. Yeah, how's it going, Pascal? How's business?
Everything's going great. Got a new contract for the hospital, as I was saying before. Doing a couple of skulls, which they wanted. So I got 20 of those signed, and yeah, getting ready for Christmas.
Okay. So do you have like a lineup that you already know you want to print, or are you kind of like open to ideas or looking around right now?
You mean for Christmas ones?
Yeah, for the Christmas like rush. Yeah.
No, I've printed Christmas ever since January. I have over 100 houses done, and a couple of things here and there also.
Wow. Okay. And did you use like a commercial Patreon, like a license subscription for the model?
Yeah, the guy that I really like is PA1 Maker on Patreon.
Oh yeah, I think I heard you mention that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like him, especially his name, Pascal. He's from the same town as I am. He started his Patreon not even knowing, and then we started talking.
Very nice. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and yeah, Brandon, how's the Ender 3? I know you had the issue with the blue screen, and you said you somehow got fixed with a firmware or something.
Well, so funny you say that. So I think the problem was the motherboard. So I replaced that, refreshed the firmware, like put new firmware on. I ended up putting the wrong one, so now it thinks it's a different printer, and it really is. So it thinks it's a lot better. Different temperatures, so.
Wow. So currently it's not really operational then.
I've been trying to find. No, but it's not at the blue screen of death, so it's a step forward.
Okay, it's something at least. So what do you think would be like the next step to try and sort out? Is it a new motherboard, a different one, and then reflash?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it a bit. Been focusing a lot on grades rather than 3D printing right now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's fair, man. Hopefully, yeah, we can get that kind of sorted out soon and then get you back to printing, you know.
Yeah, me too. I'm very close to the A1 Mini too, so.
Oh, nice.
It's within reach.
Sweet, yeah. I recently got the A1. I haven't built it up yet, but I'm gonna build it up like either probably tomorrow. I'll build it up and I'll just get that one printing away. So that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah. Eric, how's things going with 3D printing?
Yeah, good. I've just noticed recently we got a lot of people selling their 3D prints in post office and markets and stuff, and most of them are using at least dual color 3D printers, which give a great effect on the objects, of course. And I've only got a single color printer, but I'm just more interested in listening to what you guys are doing. I'm not at the moment sort of in the position to do a lot of 3D printing. I've got a lot of work around the house to do, but probably eventually I might think about that, but I'll probably have to buy a new printer.
Okay, and did you say you had was it a CR10 S Pro
That's
that you
right.
had?
Creality, yeah, CR10 Pro version 2.
Nice,
right
nice.
behind me.
Solid. Okay, yeah, in terms of like the time management, remember the interview I did with the guy from Utah, the 17-year-old? He was making like 1,000 a week. So he says he spends about half an hour each day printing, because the way he does it is, rather than like have random prints going back and forth at different times, he always sets up the print bed to take about 12 hours. So then he has to change it out like twice a day, or well, yeah, about twice a day, and it's reset up. So that way you can spend a lot less time and just like spend more time printing. So if you make your bed plates about 12 hours a piece, then you can have a set time to take it off and then
Oh, yeah.
reprint. Yeah.
Only one colour though.
Yeah, have you tried the multicolor filaments?
No.
Okay, that's a big one. I have a couple examples I brought. So this is one of the dragons I've been doing. This was one color, one filament color. I don't know how well it's gonna show the color.
Oh, that's actually exact same material I'm using. I can just show you right now. Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, it's hard to get the color there, but it's got green, blue, and then you can kind of see the wings.
See the difference.
I
Nice.
think you should back it up from the camera mic. Yeah, there you
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
So that, yeah, that's just
Wow.
one filament color. Very nice.
So what brand of filament is it?
What brand is it? I can't remember the exact brand. I'd have to double check, but I think I bought off Amazon. So if you look at like the multicolor ones on Amazon, you'll probably find a similar color combination for sure.
I'll check it out. Thanks.
This other one here, one of my favorites. Let me try and get a good angle here. Let's put that up.
Wow.
So some like tricolor. So it's like red, blue, and if you twist it, you can kind of see the green color as well, which is pretty crazy.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and that's just one filament. It's one filament.
Wow.
Yeah. So like I highly recommend like single filaments, but multicolor. They can look really good. Yeah, they can look really good.
I'll check it out. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, and Robert, how's it going, Robert? I think last time you didn't have a mic. Do you have a mic?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Yeah. So yeah, do you want to introduce yourself real quick? Kind of like where you're from, how long you've been 3D printing for, stuff like that.
I'm in Minnesota, central Minnesota, up in Grand Rapids. About 3.5 years ago, I got into it. Right now, I've got about a dozen printers, everything from Keedy, Prusa, 10 logs, Ender belt printer that was converted to a belt printer. I got an idea former belt printer. And I got bamboo, so yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Bunches of them.
So you got like a little farm going.
Well, I'm trying to monetize. That's the whole purpose of it. I got into it in a big way, but finding a unique niche to sell, and get something that's ongoing and blah blah blah. It's been a battle. So I've done a lot of prints and a lot of practical things. That's what I tend to favor, although not lately. I've been doing the dragons and different things to get a couple craft shops locally to see if they can get them in there, see what happens.
Okay, well, have you talked to the craft shops already, or you're planning to?
Now I'm gonna get in there. I got 2 or 3 in the area here. I gotta go hunt down. I decided to spend a few days printing up a few different things, and so once I get those finished, then I'll take a bag of them over there and see what people think.
Yeah, that sounds good. Definitely. Yeah, Morton, did you want to say something? I think your microphone's muted. If you want to unmute that. Yeah. Yeah, Morton, did you want to say something? I put his hand up. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you want to say something, just let me know, yeah? Okay, so, yeah, definitely like the craft, like fair idea. Checking out like local places. I was looking at a few stories about like people making money with 3D printing, and some people have done like kind of collaborations with existing stores to bring their products so they can kind of get like more of an audience coming into the store. So that's another kind of idea. And I even have like a local mall like that's down the road from me, so I'm thinking to try and talk to the kind of information people down there, see if I can maybe set up a booth there. That could be interesting, you know, for a weekend. I have to figure out how much it'd be, that kind of thing, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, so in terms of like selling 3D prints, like what's like your opinion on selling in person rather than or versus online? You guys have any opinions about that, like selling online stuff versus in person?
I haven't done
As long as it
online
sells.
yet, but I have sold quite a few to different people for things.
Okay,
Lithophane are another thing that's really popular. The cubes and the lamps.
very true. Yeah, sentimental stuff as
Yeah.
well.
Well, like last fall, I was working at a place. It was a assisted living thing, so it was a whole bunch of women working there. And brought in a couple of cubes on lithophanes and a lampshade. And boy, sold a few of those. And out of the 4 or 5 people that bought them and gave them to their friends for presents, every one of them said that the people he gave them to cried when they got them.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So,
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting idea, because I guess you could go into like just like random places and just like kind of pitch your idea. You show them some like examples of it, and maybe that could be a good way to make some sales in person for sure.
yeah, those lithophanes, if you got a setup to print them, they're not near kind of a pain. And if you're going to use the little cubes, for example, you have to, what I've discovered so far is finding a specific bulb size so you can stick with it and then do the settings so that, and then I also order the lamp cords off Amazon, and then I come up with my own base to print. So for lamps, but for the cubes to get the socket, I'll tell you what, I'll put a link into the ones I get in on Amazon in the chat. I just put a link in there for some filament, and you can test that out and see. I'll put them in just a minute, and then you'll. Have you guys done them? Anybody done lithophanes?
Yeah, I've done one a while ago. I did a few articles on like how to do them. So yeah, those are pretty cool. Yeah, what about you guys? Any of you guys done lithophane before?
I've tried doing them. I've tried doing a couple. But like just how I think was it Robert?
Yeah.
I think Robert
Yeah.
did mention it. You have to find that optimize the settings. You know, you just got to make sure that works, because it's depending on the material you use, the quality of it, where you get it from. It can affect the imprint as a whole. So
Where I finally, I got a bamboo P1P, which is a real love-hate relationship. Let me tell you, I've had a lot of problems with that printer actually, and just a bunch of little things went wrong, and I've got them over time, got them fixed. But you put a .2 nozzle on that, and you can crank them out in less than a day, which is important too, because you gotta, when you're running solid with that small, tiny, .1 or .12 layer line sizes, well, that takes a while. So
Yeah, definitely,
and
definitely.
it has helped with that. With the .2 nozzle, then you can cut down the printing time compared to some other printers, like on a MK3S Prusa, it'll take 35 hours or something
yeah,
to print one of the
Yep.
cubes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that kind of thing is for making money wise. That's kind of a steep way to go. Whereas I think with the bamboo, I think I got it down to around 18 hours for one of the cubes
wow.
with that
Impressive.
setup. So that makes a big difference. But and then once you got it dialed in, I just save a preset specifically for those. And then on the cubes, I do a couple other things. I'll put a layer height modifier in there. I always change the corners on it to 4 millimeters instead of the 6.5 that the lithophane site has them at. So and then what you do is you can set that first 4 millimeters to print with regular infill and less walls, and instead of the 99 walls you'd use with the regular lithophane. So
Okay, that's interesting. And you said you get like the lamp and the stand, so you're building like a whole kind of object around lithophane, right?
well, for the lampshades, what I ran into was consistently finding a reasonably priced lamp base because you don't need the shade on them, and I kind of got disgusted and said heck with it. So I went into Fusion and designed my own to fit these particular cords. I was just gonna put the link in the chat for the cords I'm using, and then you can get whatever bulbs you get. You want to get the bulb that you can get them consistently. Usually a 40-watt standard LED is about right for the cubes. And if you so that way you don't have to change things when you go to like if you got different kinds of lamp bases, then you got to redo all the measurements and prototypes, and that stuff is just not good. You want to not have to deal with that. So
Okay.
I just put a link in the chat. That last link I think will take you to the cords I've been using for quite a while now. You get like 4 of them in a pack, and so.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So it sounds like you did like a few iterations before you got like the working one.
Well, like I said, I don't know if any of the other guys have not. If you haven't done this, you go on lithophanemaker.com, or there's a couple of them out there, and you have settings for the socket size, for the bulb size, for the when you go on the lithophane site, you got to go through and learn all that what they're explaining in there. And then once you got it set, then you don't have to keep changing, coming up with new settings every time you try something different with them.
Yeah, that's a key thing, especially like if you're doing a big operation and you're scaling. Just want to make it as simple as possible, not too many steps, and kind of all standardized, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is, you got to balance filament, print time, and what you can sell them for. Like I said, typically I found that the cubes people will pay up to around $45 for those pretty readily, because that's not something they see every day. And when you first show them a cube and it's just a blob of white filament, it doesn't look like anything, and boom, you hit that light on and they go, oh my god, that's the coolest thing I ever saw.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I did a whole bunch of I've always had bigger bed printers, the 10 logs are 300 millimeter. Well, 2 years ago, I was up in this little town up north from where I'm living, and my brother and his partner started a restaurant, got it remodeled, did all that, and their theme was highway. Their name of the place is Highway 46. So they put up these big square lights that had room to. Basically, what I did was I printed license plates. I basically found a blank Minnesota license plate file image on there, and then I went in and was able to put photos and different slogans and stuff on them and print those as lithophanes on the 10 log, and then they inserted them into the square lighting. And it's just really cool. I'll have to figure out, is there some way on the group to show pictures and stuff? I can't remember now.
Yeah, in a school group, you can make a post. If you go to the home page, you scroll up near the top and there's a place to make a post, and then you can do different options, some text, some pictures, videos, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'll try to remember to put some of them in and show you some of the different stuff I've done with the lithophanes. I even found a couple of times where certain lighter color filaments will work instead of pure white, and then you can get an effect on them.
Okay.
Now, I just recently, some of these filaments that they're coming out with, these kind of translucent rainbows, I suspect that some of those may work. They even have glitter in them, but I haven't tried it yet. So that's the next step. I don't know how that's going to go through a 0.2 nozzle.
But do you know what brand that is? That sounds very interesting.
Well, just I put a link in there for one of the brands that I've been buying lately. That's just got a lot of really cool rainbow, the multicolored rolls that are different colors in the same roll, like what you're talking about earlier.
Yeah, I
And
clicked the
then
link in that one. That one looks very nice. That's a good one.
yeah, and while there's a whole bunch in that particular seller there, they got there's a couple of those filament Strong Hero. They got a whole bunch on that page of all kinds of multicolored different ones. And there's
Okay.
another one called Santi, I think. Let me see if I can get the yeah, here, I'll get the link for that and put it up there for you.
Yeah.
Um,
I know there's iSan Mates. They do like a
yeah, that one
wooden a lot.
that's one I see. Let's see here. I can't remember which one where was it's a translucent. One of them had that where it's almost like a clear, but with the light color, even got glitter in them. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can
that
find
sounds
the one I
amazing.
bought last year. I'm not sure if it's that one. I've had a half a dozen of them. One of the worst things over the years is you buy a filament roll, something really cool, you forget what it was, what brand and that, if you don't mark your spool up. Another thing, see, I do a lot of spool rewinding because the bamboo AMS does not like most other spools but its own. Well, I found the bamboo spools where you can download and print your own and then rewind them. So,
Very nice, very nice.
many of you guys got AMSs?
I've got one.
Bamboo?
Right now it's not working, so I have to troubleshoot that.
Yeah, well, they don't like oddball spools. They're very finicky about that, especially cardboard and stuff.
Oh
Just
yeah.
causes all kinds of problem with them. So they get that Postomatic filament winder or something. And on Maker World or some printables or Maker World, they have the spools. You can just print your own, and then also when you buy bamboo filament, a lot of it you can buy without the spool, and then you just pull that pack, stick it right on. Save about $5 or $6 a spool.
So when you buy a bamboo printer on the SD card, there's also the file for the spool itself.
Right. Well, and
I am printing on the Bamboo Lab AMS with cardboard spools, and I have no problems with them. I've been doing
well,
it.
you're lucky. I don't know how you're getting away with it, because I've seen all kinds of people in the groups on Facebook I follow having issues with that, and I tried it and just couldn't get it to work. They skip or spin, and
Yeah, I used to print rails to put on the spools, but then I realized that they're working just fine in my AMS without anything.
yeah, that's unusual. I'm not heard of that. People have had luck working them, because cardboard is so easy. If you bend one of the edges or something, or drop one and you ruin the edge, you're messed up on that. But
Yeah,
good luck.
let me quickly
You make it
say,
work. You're doing better than I am.
yeah, how you doing, Dominic? It's nice to see you here.
Fine, thank you. Sorry I'm late, but I wanted to get in on this. I missed the last one.
Yeah, that's all. No problem, no problem. Yeah, do you want to introduce yourself real quick? Just kind of a little bit about yourself,
My
where
name
you're
is
from.
Dominic. I'm Dominic. I'm from New Jersey in the United States. I've been 3D printing for about 15 years. I'm a retired mechanical engineer, and I like to make things, fix things. I still do a little bit of work for some companies that require reverse engineering broken parts for equipment that is no longer needed. I have scanners, I have printers, do what I got to do in order to help them out and make them out of plastic, make sure they fit first, and then sometimes they have to be made out of metal. I got a couple of machine shops that I work with, that I've been working with for years, that they do the work. So that's me in a nutshell.
Very nice, very nice. And what got you into 3D printing in the first place?
That's a good question. I guess it started at work. That was the first place I saw it, but they didn't have it there. We just saw some videos on it and stuff. And my first 3D printer, which is sitting over in the corner, you can't see it really, but it's a MakerBot, the old wooden ones. It was the first wooden one that was sold assembled. And I've got two of them because they're like workhorses that just keep on going and going and going. I use them mainly for ABS printing, quite honestly. I enclose them, and they do a great job on ABS printing.
Very nice, very nice. And yeah, we were just talking earlier about lithophanes. I remember we had a little talk, and you said you sell lithophanes, right? As part of like your what you sell.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand that. What was that?
Yeah, basically earlier we was talking about lithophanes. You know those the picture 3D prints. Like it's like a flat kind of poster-ish thing, and you put a light behind it. It shows the picture.
Oh yeah, they're called lithopanes.
Lithopanes, okay.
Actually, in this group, I was turned on to doing the same thing in color, which I was very, very intrigued by. Looking around, if I have one floating around, I don't. Of course, I got all kinds of crap going around here. But I do have a website with my wife that we do a lot of different things, and that's one of the things that we do. We call them loving lights. They're basically lithopanes that are put onto a night light. People send us photos. I kind of embellish them a little bit in case there's backgrounds and stuff they don't want, be it pets, children, families, whatever. And the other option is if you don't want it as a night light, we've also made them as sun catchers where they basically hang on the window with a little rubber suction cup. We call them loving lights, and they've done very well for us, usually during the holiday season. Christmas, birthdays, anniversaries, and stuff like that.
Very nice, very nice. And you make quite a few sales online, right? Like you ship them out kind of thing?
Yeah, most of my stuff is either online or by word of mouth. Quite honestly, when I first start messing around with this, I made a lot of gifts for people, family, friends, things like that. And once they got them, they're like, "Where'd you get it from?" And I told them, "Well, I made it." Next thing you know, they're telling somebody else, "Oh, can we get one? Can we get one? Can we get one?" So a couple of freebies go a long way.
That's actually a great idea, yeah, because it's kind of like marketing almost, and plus you learn how to make it as best as you kind of can, because obviously you're making it as a gift, so you get better at making quality, you get more kind of word of mouth and more like opportunities for sale as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I found that anytime somebody wants something, providing it, 3D printing is not very expensive, obviously, for the material that you're using, with the exception if you get into some of the exotics. But to me, to make something for someone as a gift, because I was going to get them a gift anyway, so I was going to end up spending money. So what the hell? I would just make it, and then let them know that, hey, I made this, and tell your friends about them if you really liked it. Most of the time, they really, really like it.
Very nice. That's cool. So yeah, do you have like any tips for like selling online? Because I noticed that's one of the things that a lot of people want to do. Some people want to sell in person, but it looks like a lot of people want to sell online as well. So do you have any tips for that?
I can't say that I do, with the exception of that I do have, or my wife has an Etsy page. We've done a lot of work through Etsy, but it is a very competitive area. I mean, everybody's got an Etsy page. How do you get your name out in front? I'm still working on that.
Right. Do they have like the ads they can do? I think like you can kind of boost your posts using ads or something.
No, I can't say that I have. I will be quite honest. I've only been retired for 2 years, so we've been trying to get more and more involved with this. I just redid some of our website, and we did. I kind of massaged the Etsy page that we have. But since my retirement, not only do I have 3D printers. That's the thing that I did the most of. But I since then bought a laser cutter, dye sublimation machine. I have a CNC wooden router that I use as well. So I got a lot of different things in the fire. So it's been difficult for me to hone down some of the more marketing aspects of things, which is something I plan on doing more of in the following year.
Okay, yeah, it sounds very good. Cause I'm definitely like leaning towards doing some kind of content more towards like online. I've got one in the making right now of like the best places to sell online. So I'm gonna put an article together on that. So that should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And are you okay with talking about like how much kind of you're making in sales with like the online sales, I guess?
Well, on the online sales, at this point, I think last year we did roughly about, let's say, somewhere around $800 to $1,000 last year.
Okay.
That was with the night lights, keeping in mind that they sell for about $59 a piece.
Nice. Okay, that's good. So I guess, Leah, the marketing's the main kind of thing, like getting your name out. I'll probably do something on that as well, like how to market your 3D prints to get more kind of attention, more sales. So that should be an interesting one. Yeah, Brandon, do you want to say something? It looked like you wanted to say something real quick.
Oh no, I didn't have anything. I was just listening.
Okay, sweet. We got Moose coming here. Yeah, hey, how's it going, Moose? Yeah, we were just talking about the thing you was mentioning before with online sales. So Dominic was talking about how he basically sells like a lot of like 3D prints online, mainly through like Etsy. And also I'm gonna do an article about the best places to sell online. So that should be a good one for you. Yeah, so Moose, so you've been 3D printing lately? Anything new? No. Yeah, Moose, you're muted if you're talking.
Yeah, Moose, you're muted.
Or maybe he's a little bit busy. Oh yeah, there you are. Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry if I'm late to the party. I had other things to do. Anyway, to answer your question, no, I haven't. I have spent my time this past week rearranging my printer area and getting it a little bit more efficient. I had a tabletop I wanted to protect, so I had to put some particle board down. Tear everything down, put it back together. But no, I don't think I've really printed anything of note. I'm still on that. When you buy your printer, you have to make a bunch of boxes, and, outriggers, and stuff for your printer. So I guess I'm there. That's the stage. So,
Okay.
Anyway, all right, Brandon. Good to see you. Take care.
Yeah. Little homework stuff. That's cool. So yeah, Joseph earlier he was talking about like he wants to do the like $1,000 challenge, where he basically documents his progress towards trying to make $1,000 free 3D printing. So I think I'll try to do something similar. Like right now, basically last weekend I tried to check out a few markets, but I ended up leaving quite late. My petrol was low, so I had to fill that up. Then I had to clean the car a little bit. By the time I get there, it's like I'm like looking around for the place for half an hour. I have no idea where the place is, and by that time it just closed. And then the next day it was like raining, so all the markets were closed. So fingers crossed for this coming weekend. I want to check out like maybe I'll just kind of dot around to different markets, check out like 3 to 5, just to kind of see how it works and if there's any other people like selling 3D prints. So that'll be interesting to see if there's going to be like competition there. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that for sure. And yeah, on the online side as well, I'm thinking to make like a Facebook marketplace post, make a few of those, and maybe even make like an Etsy page and see if I can get something started in terms of like selling 3D prints, because that seems like a decent base to get used to selling things online. Yeah, so I'll see how that goes. Yeah,
Eric, how have you done with your decision-making process? Have you thought about what you want to do with your upgrades? I know you were interested in the bamboo printer. Did you ever do any more investigating, research, or otherwise on that front?
yeah. I've already got a bamboo X1C. I recently bought an A1 as well, so I'm gonna fix that one up tomorrow and get that printing away. So yeah, right now I've just been doing like a bunch of dragons. I showed a few multicolored dragons and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the kind of main bit I'm at. So after that, obviously you make the 3D prints, but you have to make the sales. So that's the next stage of like marketing, telling people about how I 3D print and what kind of like things I can offer. So yeah, that's the stage I'm at right now.
My mic might have cut me off. I appreciate that you told us that. What new printer did you say you bought, Mike?
So I got the bamboo A1.
Oh, you did get an A1. Great. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
No, my question was directed to Eric. I know that he was interested. He was frustrated with his Ender, I believe. Maybe I might be wrong there. I thought it was Eric though, down there in Australia. Can you hear me okay, Eric?
Yeah, yeah. What was I frustrated with?
I thought you. Yeah, I'm confused.
I think
Single colour.
it was Brandon. Brandon he was the student, so he had like issues with his Ender 3 and his Ender 3 Pro, and then he's trying to sort it out now. But he's also looking at getting the Bamboo Lab A1.
Okay. My apologies. I could have swore it was Eric that was. He was expressing frustration with bed leveling and. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's me. I'm old. my brain scrambles stuff sometimes, but hey, it is what it is. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about my system. But again, like I said, I am going in directions like I'm. First of all, I spent 3 days looking at other kinds of prints like resin printing and UV printing, which really, really excited me until I saw the prices. But I'm thinking about things like lithography and making buttons with color photographs on them. Things I am really intrigued by that end of things. I'm not sure exactly whether it's because I had dabbled a little bit in paper and vinyl printing back 20 years ago when I was working as a production manager. So that whole also because my father happened to be a professional photographer, and I grew up in a house with a basement kind of like Frankenstein's laboratory because my dad went to Cornell and had all kinds of crap down there. So that end of things really excites me, and I'm not sure how I'll incorporate that into making money, but I know that there are areas where it certainly can be lucrative. So there's my slant on things right now. I bought a color laser printer for the express purpose of making buttons and lithography, and I am just trying to absorb as much as I can. I found a couple of online programs that excited the hell out of me. Can this program, can I send like a link to
To the chat.
a YouTube video where a guy does in 10 minutes shows you how to make a sign and put little tiny neon ropes in it that you buy off AliExpress for pennies. And he uses a couple of programs. One of them is Cuddle, and the other one is Onshape. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Onshape, or at least it's one of those tools in the SAC. in 10 minutes, this guy taught me more than an hour or three of other guys who they sit there and they get in the weeds. You know, you actually hear them thinking out loud, but they're not really teaching. This guy just went boom, boom, boom. This is how you do this, this, and this. And I went, holy shit. For the first time, you know, a light went off, and I said, oh, you know, this makes sense all of a sudden, you know. I'll either put this in the thread that this session will inevitably create, or here if I can figure out how to do it quickly enough, because I know we're running out of time and I'm taking up all of it, just babbling here. But anyway, that's where I'm at lately.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. Yeah, and so I want to ask Eric, do you have like any kind of monetary goals with 3D printing? Like, do you want to earn a certain amount of like monthly income with 3D printing?
No, not really. I'm retired now, and I do all sorts. I mainly just print for myself and print for others that need something made. You know, little adapters and spaces and little boxes and all sorts of little things like that.
Okay.
I've just ordered that multicolor 3D filament from Amazon.
Nice, awesome.
Really expensive though. To get it to Australia, it was with the postage, it was $67 Australian, which is
Wow.
about over twice as much as you would pay for a normal roll. But it's pretty good. I'll make some small things with it, little lizards or something, and see how they go.
Yeah, it's definitely like, it looks just way better than a single color filament, so that's great. Yeah.
Thanks for having us. I've got to nick off now too. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, no worries, man. Take care. Yeah. Alright, sweet. So yeah, how about you, Dominic? Do you have like any kind of monetary goals, like trying to increase how much you're making with 3D printing, or how's that looking?
I guess if I had to make a statement like that, it would be as much as I can. But do I want to? Yeah. If last year we did, as I said, probably around $800-900 in that one vein of 3D printing. From what I want to try and do is come up with a different idea to change it somewhat and see if I can. I'd like to see if this Christmas I could double that. Whether or not I'll succeed or not is another question, but I think I want to look for I've been listening and reading a lot in the community, some of the niches that people have gone into and so forth. So I want to see if I can take that same item that I've got and I don't want to say improve upon it, but give it a little more
spice.
What word to use? Yeah, spice. That sounds good. And I think the colored version of that same item would really be worthwhile looking at. I saw the articles, I saw the videos, and I thought, oh, so that's how it's done. Because at first I thought it was just merely a matter of some 3D printer that did multicolor printing, and then I find out no, it's not. It's a matter of putting an image behind it, but the image has to be made in such a way that it accepts it to make it look that much better. So that's my plan, is to try and incorporate that into the next generation. Maybe call it Loving Lights 2. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Yeah, looking forward to hearing about that. Yeah. How about you, Robert? Do you have any kind of like monetary goals with 3D printing?
Yeah, I want to pay for all these toys and the thousands and filament and other tools, and it's like with 3D printing, it's kind of like the acronym they use for BOAT, break out another 1,000. Printers, it's break out another 20.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's very interesting stuff, man. Yeah. I think that's pretty much like the end of the meeting. It's about coming to the end of the hour, right? So yeah, it's definitely good talking with all you guys. You know, hearing about your updates, your stories, and stuff like that. We'll do another Q&A next week. I'm definitely gonna have like more to discuss with my progress in selling stuff. Gonna check out the markets. Also gonna do a few online things to see what I can do. So that should be an interesting little venture for sure. Yeah. All right, guys.
Mike, I just shared the link to somebody who sells and markets in the UK. You might want to check that out.
Okay, perfect. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, real quick, is there a way to save those chat things we had in there for the? You can have it for later.
What, the chat in the Google meeting?
Yeah, where we put all the links and stuff. Is there some way that shows
I think
up
he
later?
means the in messages.
You can probably
Yeah,
just
in-call messages.
you can just probably
Says they
copy and
go
paste
away
it.
after the meeting.
You can probably
Oh, I
copy and
just
paste it.
wondered.
Yeah,
Um,
I can send you a message. Is your name the same in school? Robert,
What's that?
is your name like the same
Yeah,
in school? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll just send it over to
And,
you.
I
I'll just
just-
copy and paste it.
I just copied them. I didn't know if you were saving them because you're recording these sessions. Or...
Yeah. I'll put up like a video of the recording. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sweet. Yeah. All right, guys. Very nice to see you. Thanks for joining, taking your time. It's awesome stuff. Had some great discussions, and yeah, man. Looking forward to you next week. We'll do a weekly like Q&A, same time, same day. So yeah, looking forward to it. All right, take care, guys.
Same here.
Thanks, Mike.
Cool. Nice one.